Welcome to Season 3, Episode 9 of the Film Bros Championship Podcast. I am Tim, and with me is my co-host, Patrick. How you doing, buddy?
Spumoni! Spumoni! Fuck you, Clarence Spumoni! I love this movie so damn much.
It is great. And again, it still bothers me. This is like almost like the weird forgotten Will Ferrell movie. Like it is really good.
It was his first movie that lost money that he started.
Wow.
Yeah, no, it's like the beginning of the end for him. Like he still has a couple of hits after this, but like this is Will Ferrell was on just like an epic streak. Of like, no movies lost money. Every comedy was a huge hit, or at least made the money back and then a little more extra. But this is the first one. Like, yep, straight up bomb, lost money, and it's like this doesn't make any sense. What happened? I think we just got oversaturated with great Will Ferrell and people took him for granted.
I think it was probably maybe not even just great Will Ferrell. Like, as we already point out, there was an oversaturation of comedies in this year.
Yeah. He comes back later in the year and makes a ton of bank with Step Brothers. But, like, this is the first one. It's like, oh, a stumble. This hasn't happened.
Yeah. And it's a disappointment because everybody needs to, I don't know, collect themselves, revisit this, give it another chance, because it's hilarious.
I don't know. Like, this is like the end of his sports trilogy, Ferrell. And if it came down, it's definitely better than Blades of Glory. But this versus Talladega Nights, man, I would be the sweating guy meme with like trying to play which button to push. I'm like,
That's tough. I think
that's another movie. I'm like, oh god damn, do I love Talladega Nights?
Is amazing. The only thing that I would think, and I would have to give Talladega Nights maybe another viewing to really confirm this, but my off the hip, I'd probably say maybe I like Semi-Pro better because I think it's a tighter movie.
It's nice, beautiful, 91 minutes long.
There's not a whole lot of fat here. If I remember correctly, I feel like there's probably some dead parts and some parts that drag in Talladega Nights. I'm not sure if the highs in Semi-Pro are ever as high as Talladega Nights, though.
Right.
So it's a tough call.
There's definitely a bit more movie with Talladega, but yeah, both beloved classics. Anyway, this movie's great.
Yeah.
The movie is Semi-Pro. Semi-Pro. Yes. Tim's got me saying Semi-Pro.
I go back and forth. Sorry.
It is about this fledgling team in the ABA in the last days of the American Basketball Association. They're about to merge with the NBA, and the owner, Jackie Moon, comes up with a plan to possibly save the franchise and join the NBA. They have to come in fourth place to go there to make it.
Yeah, the top four teams.
That's it. That's the struggle.
Yeah.
And God's movie's great. It's a fun, parody of all sports movies. And just laugh riot.
It's, right from the start, really. But we'll get into that in hilarity.
We will.
I guess.
We will get into that. Yeah, definitely. Like the first couple of seconds, I am talking about that.
Yeah. So I guess our first character is Jackie Moon, right?
Yeah.
And so he is somebody that hit some kind of fame and made some money off of a insane song that we'll talk about later.
Love Me Sexy. Yeah, the hit record Love Me Sexy.
And I guess with that, he's able to own a bar, it seems, and also buy the ownership stake of the Flint, Michigan Tropics.
The team name is just a fantastic joke that never gets old throughout the whole movie. Flint, Michigan Tropics.
So
it's like it takes the Utah Jazz to another level. The Flint, Michigan Tropics.
Exactly. That's why I always love basketball. Just the beginning alone in basketball is so funny, where the
Lakers moved from Minnesota to Los Angeles where there are no lakes. Yeah.
So Jackie is somebody who, I guess it's you get some gist of a loss issue with his mother, right? And him wanting to feel legitimate in earning in what he's doing, and that's kind of his struggle in this movie.
Yeah, and once he buys the the Flint, Michigan Tropics. He becomes the owner, general manager, head coach, and starting power forward. And he's like not particularly great at any of those things.
No, yeah.
So Jackie and the league are like struggling financially at this point because we're in like like I said, the last days of the ABA.
Yeah.
And he tries to put on a brave face and pretend everything is okay, mostly because of self-delusion, but also out of responsibility that he feels to the team and his employees.
Right.
So, like he's like, okay, he's a kind of a jerk, but he means well. So he's just like, yeah.
I mean, and and that's all his driving force, because you see a lot of things throughout too, like, Mom, we did it. Like he's trying to prove that he actually achieved something, some kind of merit on his own almost.
Right. This is a classic Will Ferrell character. Like Adam McKay, like long ago, when he was writing on SNL, pegged Will Ferrell to be the perfect George W. Bush, because nobody does unearned confidence like Will Ferrell.
That's true.
And that's George W. Bush and that's Jackie Moon.
Yeah.
Just like filled with confidence. Boy, he shouldn't have it though.
But he he somewhat grows, right? He eventually at least his teammates seem to know, as much as he's kind of a jerk and a bit selfish, I guess, maybe, but they seem to know that his heart's in the right place, though, at the same time. And they don't want to hurt his feelings.
Yeah.
And they convince him to make changes, like making another character the coach. And everybody seems to be always really still like, hey, yeah, go be a promoter and do all that kind of stuff. So
Tim made an Outcast joke right there.
Anyway, so yeah, and I guess he comes around a bit.
Jackie finds out that the real skill the one thing he can do well is promotion and his willingness to try anything. And sometimes it works, but most of the time it's free gerbil night and 10-cent beer night, which is a real thing that happened.
Oh, wow.
You didn't know about that?
I did not know about that.
Yeah, 10-cent beer night was a promotion by the Cleveland Indians back in the day.
Oh, boy.
Yeah. I forget. It did not go well.
Yeah, I imagine.
I think it was like a makeup game between like Cleveland and Pittsburgh or something like that. And yeah, just lots of fighting. I think
bet.
The fans stormed the field because they got so drunk. And oh, sorry, it was the Rangers. They played the Rangers.
Okay.
But like the rule was, like, it was usually 65 cents for beer at the time, and they decided to sell low alcohol beer for 10 cents each, with a limit of 6 beers per purchase.
Oh, dear Lord!
But with no limit on the amount of times that you could go back.
Oh, wow! Oh, man!
So the Indians had to forfeit the game after the fans stormed the field and just started getting into fights with everybody.
Wow.
Sports.
But yeah, so I guess right, his thing is he realized that's his kind of place, and it kind of works out, right? Because he gets asked to join the NBA to help with promotions,
and we'll get into that later.
Yeah.
The other character, the other hero, main character, would be Ed Monix.
Yeah,
played by Woody Harrelson. They basically crossed out Jake Taylor's name from Major League and wrote in Ed Monix.
Yeah.
And that is his character.
Yeah.
He's a former...
Trying to get the girl back and everything.
It's right. It's all there. Former NBA champion who actually just sat on the bench and watched the Celtics win it all, and is now years later barely hanging on to the sport playing in the ABA. Much like Jake Taylor in Major League, he's had a rough go of it with alcohol, women, and his temper. Oh, and bad knees. I forgot about that.
Bad knees, yeah. Yeah, as his girl drained the fluid from his knee.
Yeah.
Nobody drains him like she does.
Nobody.
It's a nice little joke. But anyway.
Ed, yeah, nobody drains it like you do. Ed uses the opportunity of being traded to Flint as a way to reconnect with his ex Lynn, who I think has since remarried. I wasn't quite sure on her relationship.
I wasn't sure if
Kyle.
they're married or not.
Yeah.
That was not clear.
I didn't check to see if she was wearing a ring.
Yeah.
But she's definitely with another guy, and they're living together.
Yes.
That's all I want to say.
I mean, you don't count. I guess Clarence is not really a main character. A little bit.
I know he got on the poster, and the poster says 3 guys, but come on.
Yeah, and they try to come up with a little bit of a story for him too.
He has a sort of an arc.
Yeah.
You know, he selfish player who learns how to play the game the right way.
Yeah, that's basically it.
He's definitely the thinnest storylines.
Yeah, we've seen it all a bunch of times.
And like nothing against, I put him in supporting characters, but whatever. We can talk about him here. Andre
I can go either way.
is just fine in this movie. Doesn't get asked to do much except mostly play ball, and he does that fine. And no, he can handle the ball. And he's good.
And it's mostly him playing off whatever Jackie's doing.
Right.
Or some conversations of somewhat growth with Monix, but yeah, there's not a whole lot there, but yeah, I mean, and I guess that's my knock in this category is no one's really given a whole lot to do because they're all kind of sharing. Nobody really quite gets a whole lot in their story arc.
Yeah.
And that they're all kind of rehashes, but nobody's doing a bad job though at the same time, and they're all pretty entertaining.
Right, exactly. So what'd you give it?
I gave it a 3.5.
I gave it a 2.5 for the exact same knocks, but that's fine. I might have gone higher in the next category than you. We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. I don't know.
So shall we just get into the funny stuff?
Yeah. I mean, we get off right with the song.
Baby who wants to love me sexy. Baby who's ready to lick my sexy. Baby, we're naked and we're humping sexy.
It is like insane line after line. It's like, what?
Like the Universal logo is still spinning while this is going on. You're like, what the hell is going on?
Baby, we're humping sexy. It's just like, what? What? And every time you get the yeah. Like in between everything. It's so funny.
Great. I got to go straight into my 2 guys, Dick Pepperfield and Lou Redwood.
Yeah.
Fucking legends of these movies. I swear to God, I love these guys so much.
They're so funny. There's so many more lines.
I wrote down, I think, almost every line they said in this movie. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, there's like one point where I don't think I noticed the first time or whatever previous times I watched it. There's another scene continuing after you see their talk show, but you still see the TV going of their talk show.
Yeah. I had it written down.
I totally caught lines of the TV going with this stuff. I was like, oh my God, I never caught that before. It's so funny.
I texted you like the other night. I'm like, yo, Will Arnett is even funnier than I remember in this movie. He's so good.
He is amazing.
He plays Lou Redwood and Andy Daly as Dick Pepperfield. Criminally underused in Hollywood. Oh my God, Andy Daly is great.
Yeah.
If you've never seen Review, I pity you. On the Comedy Central show, it was amazing. He was great in it. But he's great in everything.
Yeah.
And in this movie, they start off like the broadcast in the pregame. Lou Redwood's talking to Dick Pepperfield like, I might suit up tonight. Sometimes I still dream of glory, Dick. And then Dick's like, well, sometimes dreams can turn into nightmares.
What's your problem?
Lou just stares at him like a hard stare like, what's your problem?
It's really funny. Yeah.
You got Jackie Moon introducing the cheerleaders during pregame.
Oh yeah. The ball girl who wants to be an astronaut. I don't think she can do it.
Give it up to Melinda. But like first he gives their measurements before he says that line too.
Yeah.
Which I was like, I'm dying. I'm dying. And then Jackie moves on to the players, and the first guy goes, this guy is single and disease-free. No VD at all, but you can be the lucky girl that gives it to him. At 6'5", it's Twiggy Munson. And then back to Lou and Dick.
Introducing the guy's brother. Again, word we don't really want to repeat, but
I did not. I couldn't do it. I couldn't write that one down. Yeah, I was laughing, but I'm like, I'm not repeating that.
It did make me laugh. I just don't want to repeat it.
Exactly. I'm the same way.
Yeah.
And it goes to Lou. Of course he's disease free. What chick wants to be with a guy who's hung like a twig? And Dick's like, well, that's not true. I've heard a lot of women say they actually prefer a small penis. Show me one girl who says that, and I'll show you a liar.
Mrs. Pepperfield.
I'll introduce you to Mr. Pepperfield later tonight.
Did we get paid this week? No. And I like it was like, and that boy from the Jackson 5 is just creepy.
I got more. I got more.
Of course you do.
More player intro. And now you're a man in the middle, 7'2", from a weird country called Lithuania. He's ugly as shit. Vakitis. And he's like looking the wrong way and doesn't realize he has to turn around and stuff.
Yeah. And for some odd reason, that joke about him just not understanding English doesn't get old, right?
No. Because he's always like cursing at him, calling him shit.
You have no idea what I'm saying right now, do you?
And yeah, that's where Dick chimes like, this fella scares me. And he's like, that little kid from the Jackson 5, he scares you too. Mark my words, Lou. There's something creepy about that young man. This is good too.
Did you lose weight to the ref? Fuck you, Jackie.
Did you what?
The ref, which I think is so funny, you find
Father
out
Pat.
eventually he's a priest, right, or whatever.
Yeah, Father Pat.
And so Jackie goes up to him. Did you lose weight? Fuck you, Jackie.
Well, it's true what they say about BB's wife. She's got tremendous set of boobs. To me, they're too large. Oh, they're perfect. I don't know. To me, they look structurally unsound.
Yeah. I like when the foreign guy starts stretching, and Jackie's like, "What the are you doing? Like,
Vakitis?
What is that?" They're so confused by the idea of stretching.
Yeah. And then like Clarence is missing. That's why BB gets a start. And Lou asks like, "Where is Clarence Woodsman?" Like, that's a good question, Lou. Where is Tropics leading scorer Clarence Downtown Malone? I agree, it's completely unprofessional, Dick. Lou, can I ask you to please put out your cigarette? No, I like to smoke when I drink.
I have that down too. I like the nachos.
Oh, Sudeikis, yeah.
Jason Sudeikis is a random, really small part in this movie.
So where'd you get those nachos?
Yeah. I
brought from home.
Yeah. I'm a season ticket holder or whatever.
I can do what I want, yeah.
And I love he travels and commits a foul to stop this, and he ends up punting the chips, and the ref comes
like
over.
A giant grocery bag of nacho cheese chips.
I love too that he tries to justify it to the ref. He brought nachos from home.
I also I enjoy when Clarence eventually shows up and he gets in the game and just dribbles for I don't know. Almost a minute.
You see almost the whole team is chasing after him at one point.
Right. He makes the three, and the whole team celebrates while the other team just grabs the ball and goes down the court and makes a quick layup. In the background. I love it. Halftime.
Oh, yeah.
Jackie's
brought to you by Busch Bavarian.
There you go. Jackie's hosting an impossible shot attempt. Make a basket from the free throw line at the opposite side of the court for $10,000. And this time it's Dukes. Dukes is excited. Dukes is clearly high on something and starts fall asleep.
That is one dirty hippie.
Jackie shocks him awake, and Duke makes the shot, and Jackie's no! And he tries to convince Father Pat, you stepped on the line. It shouldn't count.
No, he made it.
He made it. Who the hell is $10,000? It's relax. The beer company will pay for it. They're not paying for anything. I just made that up. It sounded more professional.
Well, it's a clearly hand-drawn check, too.
Yeah.
This is not even a real-looking big check.
He says, congratulations to Dukes, who has won a giant check that says $10,000.
Yep. Unbelievable, man.
So after the game, Jackie goes to the big ABA owner meeting, and He gets the good
news.
news.
This is after he goes to his bar, the Kremlin.
Oh, do you want to go into that? Yeah.
He goes to his bar, the Kremlin, and he immediately like goes and plays his song, and like everybody just stops and is like staring. It's just one guy like, "Are you serious with this terrible song?"
Yeah, they're all grooving and having a good time, and then like he stops and slows everything down with this song. They're like, fuck.
And then I like how everybody's like drinking and worried about what's gonna happen to the ABA, and here comes Jackie with his like the giant ice bags on his knees as he's coming over. But then that's about it. Yeah, then we go to the meeting.
Okay. It's like, don't worry, I'm Bambi's mother. I got you guys. Nothing bad's gonna happen to you.
Yeah.
Wait
a minute.
Didn't Bambi's mom die in like the very beginning of the movie? Yeah, the credits are still rolling and everything. Who the fuck is Bambi?
I think it's like one of the few times that Clarence gets to be funny too. He's like, yeah, who the fuck is Bambi?
Yeah. So they go to the owners' meeting held at like this like 2-level motel. Jackie gets the good news. The merger is happening to the NBA and the NBA. And Jackie starts celebrating. Everybody can eat shit! A big bag of shit! I'm the greatest man in the world! Woo!
Mama, we did it!
Yeah.
And then he's trying to explain. It's like, no, we're dissolving. It's like, dissolving? Is dissolving even a word? Yes.
Yeah. And then Jackie gets the quick idea to like, well, let's make it like meritorial, like top 4 teams get to go.
Yeah. And like, what is it? The Kentucky Colonels or whatever. It's like, yeah, I like this idea.
Yeah.
Let's vote. And then like, what is it? Like, we'll fight later. We're voting. Let's vote now. Fight later. Fuck you, Bob.
Yeah, David Koechner is the commissioner. I was shocked they didn't give him more to do. He's kind of playing straight man in this.
He really is playing it straight. I was pretty shocked by that.
Yeah. Always happy to see him, though, in anything he's in.
Yeah.
So Jackie realizes his team needs to get better, so he trades the team's washing machine for Ed Monix.
The old down-and-out player.
And after he introduces him to the team, who nobody likes him because Ed has a history of like starting fights all the time and being a drunk.
Yeah. Well, he's like, and then he hurt or broke someone's collarbone on this team twice.
Yeah.
Sorry, Twiggy.
Yeah. And like Jackie takes Mox aside after he's done with the introduction. He's like, if you see a possum in here, try to kill it, okay? It's not a pet.
I also like too where he's like, he's telling the team that we need to make the top 4 or whatever, best 4 teams get to go, and then one of his players is like, well, problem is we suck, and then Jackie just smacks him across the face, and he's like, oh, I'm really sorry, you did not deserve that. And he's like,
he smacks
no,
him
I didn't. And he smacks him again. He's like, what is wrong with you, man? Like,
it's great. Then we go over to Lynn's house, who we've talked about before. And on the TV that Tim was talking about on Tropics Weekly, Lou and Dick are discussing the team's trade for Ed.
Yeah.
And Dick mentioned Ed's time in the NBA as a positive, and Lou says, well, he sat on the bench, right? Yeah. It's like if you watch a porn movie, doesn't mean you got laid. No, in fact, it often means the opposite.
And I love one of the concluding lines, too, while you're in the next scene with the TV still going on, is, I would have kept the washing machine.
I missed that. That's great. My next thing is at the poker game.
Okay. Hold on. I feel like I had something else. No, I guess the thing is like doesn't this when Monix like goes and talks to Lynn, and then so you get some of the stuff with the boyfriend, husband, or whatever.
Kyle,
yeah, Kyle, and how he's like
You're
really
his favorite
excited.
player. It's like, I wish he would hate me.
Yeah, exactly. I thought that stuff was pretty funny.
Oh, I enjoy it. Yeah,
it's pretty funny.
So anyway, flash forward to Jackie at his like weekly poker game, and we got like Lou and Dick are there along with Bobby D, who is like, I guess, like Jackie's right hand man in the arena.
yeah, I guess
He runs the scoreboard
maybe?
and stuff. No, not the GM, because that's Jackie.
Well, he goes to the office or whatever. He seems to be like at the office running stuff, but anyway,
right. And then
he does the paperwork.
Who else is there? We got Cornelius.
Yeah. What a random small role.
Yeah, it really is. And they all start talking about like the fondue that Jackie has brought to the game. And like Lou's like, what is that? It's fondue, a mixture of gorgonzola, Munster, and cottage cheese. It's the latest thing from Sweden, apparently. Well, I'm not surprised by that. Those Swedes are so inventive, aren't they? They are my favorite producers of pornography. They make an excellent fuck picture.
It's like, what is it? Swedish porn has helped me get through Nam or something.
Swedish porn saved my life in Nam. Oh, here we go. Swedish porn was the only thing that kept my mind off Charlie when I was in the shit. Is the shit in Ann Arbor? Because that's where you were during the war.
You ain't been to no Nam, you jive turkey.
You just call me Jive Turkey?
I love before that even happens, before he says you just
everyone just shuts up and
silence.
stares.
Just complete silence. Everybody knows what he just did.
No, he did not. He called you a cocksucker.
Yeah.
I just called you a cocksucker. I'm pretty sure you just called me a Jive Turkey. No. Now, Lou, nobody called anyone a JT. Jive Turkey's a little over the line, my man. Look, we're all here, and we're in agreement. Cornelius said cocksucker. That's right. He just said you suck cock. Now come on and dig into that fondue, you little cocksucker.
And that's like right when he pulls the gun out, right?
Yeah, Lou pulls out the gun and points it at Cornelius, but then laughs and tells him it's not even loaded. And everyone around the poker table then takes turns saying outrageous things and pretending to shoot someone with an unloaded gun.
Yeah.
And my favorite part is when Dick picks up the gun and points it at Lou, saying, "Hey, Lou, I know you slept with Mrs. Pepperfield." Grah! Click. And then Lou nervously laughs. We're all saying nutty things because they're not true, especially that more than the rest. And then the gun, of course, actually does go off.
Yeah.
And Cornelius ends up getting shot in his broken arm.
Yeah. What's his line too? He's like, "Oh man, I did get shot." Like he's like excited by it almost.
Yeah, they're all just
There's
laughing.
a few other freaking funny lines in that one too. Just like how he's like, "I'm part of that team and I should be on there as an injured player." And it's like, "You're a terrible athlete." Like,
it's like you
can't even do a layup.
You were never on the team. You broke your arm in my driveway playing basketball with me.
Yeah.
Let's see. Oh, I love back to the next game. I love Jackie calling for the ball and passing it back.
Oh yeah.
Repeatedly, like a half a dozen times.
That comes a lot.
It just reminded me of like the worst of college basketball. Like I've seen this a bajillion times.
It's so funny too because they're always so positive. Like, "All right, right here. Okay, man. Yeah. Oh, really want back? Okay, here, man. Yeah." It's
when like basketball had like that 40-second shot clock, and it's like this has happened all the time. It's just like passing back and forth. Like I'm losing my mind, so I can't watch college basketball. And then Lewis just calls him out. "I'll bet my alleged son he doesn't make this."
Jackie makes it, but he gets called for traveling.
Yeah, Father Pat blows the whistle on him, and Jackie protests. It's 1.5 steps. It's like, "Come on, Jackie, you walked." He did, by the way. He had like 4 steps in there. And Jackie responds with, "Suck my cock, I'll murder your family."
Oh, it's so funny.
And then they go back and forth.
They go back and forth, but doesn't he say something like,
"What did I say? I didn't say anything." They tease him out.
Maybe your mother like didn't love you or something like
that. No. It's like, "I swear my mother in heaven, I didn't say anything bad." It's like, "Well, maybe your mother's not in heaven." And then Jackie's like, "Nope."
Yeah.
Game over. Like, we're walking. We're all leaving.
They forfeit
the game.
Like, "Come on, you said you were going to kill my whole family."
Yeah. And then even like, it's like he goes
Lou
over to Dick.
walks off.
Yeah, he goes over to Dick and thanks him for staying. And then like Dick gets up and signs off and leaves. It's like, "Dick, you're in my parish." It's like, "Not anymore." And then walks away. And then Jackie meets up with Dukes, who was having trouble cashing the giant Jackie one.
Oh, yeah. I tried, Jackie. They won't take it.
I don't know what your bank is telling you. This is a real check. I signed it myself.
Maybe go to a bigger bank.
It's written in glitter, man. Can't you just, write me a regular size check? Maybe you should try a different bank. A big bank. A bigger bank? That has a big check department. That's what I'd do. And then Jackie gets the news that on top of having to finish in the top 4 of the standings, the team has to average like 2,000 fans per game.
Fans, yeah.
To merge the NBA. And Jackie's first plans for the entire team to wear eyeliner while they're the National ABA Game of the Week.
Yeah, was it like it's like they're all wearing eyeliner and he's like, I forget, it was some kind of common invention. It's like, they are all flaming all right.
Yeah. It's like, I guess the plan was like to look scary and look great on TV at the same time.
Intimidating, and like Twiggy's like, look at my eyes.
And it works well at first. And then the eyeliner starts running when they start sweating. And it gets in their eyes, and the whole team is incapacitated. And Jackie's just screaming, like, do they test this stuff on animals, or is that a lie? I feel like I got cat piss in my eyes. And then some dude, Petrelli, starts some shit with Monix.
Yeah, this is good one.
And Monix wants to fight, but Jackie won't let him do it on TV with the commissioner watching. And Monix,
because there is a funnier part towards the beginning of the first commissioners meeting where they're saying, like, we gotta cool it or stop it with the fights or whatever, guys. Like, if you're gonna have fights, make sure you do it in the tunnel or outside or in the locker room.
Right, yeah.
Which I thought was a pretty funny line, because that was something the ABA was known for.
Oh, yeah. And Monix says, what about during commercial? And Jackie, like, loves the idea and agrees. And he calls a timeout. And as soon as the camera says they're off,
somebody hit somebody!
Yeah. I'm not sure what my favorite part of the fight is. Jackie stretching a guy's leg back and then punching him on the back of the thigh, and then taking off that dude's shoe to hit another guy over the head.
Yeah.
Or Father Pat trying to stop the fight by doing a Jeff Van Gundy and holding onto a guy's leg while being dragged across the floor.
My personal was taking the shoe off and hitting someone in the head with it. Yeah. It's pretty funny.
I also special shout out to Clarence, who's got that one guy in a headlock, and he's like pointing to the crowd like, you like this? It's like taking him for a little walk. I like that. And
I love the cutting to like the commercial, and like you see kids happily watching some Coca-Cola commercial type of deal.
Shasta Cherry.
And then I love how it comes back and it all looks fine. Like people just look like it's just some people on the court is all.
And then Monix gives a little cheap shot to Petrelli and shoves him into the announcer's table.
Yeah, doesn't Lou hit him with the head over the head with the phone?
Yeah. Monix gets his ex Lynn to drain his knee for him. Yeah. Nobody drains it like you. We don't know it, which is great. And he decides to apologize for being a bad boyfriend in the past. And she's like, oh, you want to apologize for cheating on me? Twice? It's like, hey, I only cheated on you once. There just happened to be 2 girls there.
Yeah. Which is, again, a very reminiscent, similar line from Major League. But
you know what? I still think the Jake Taylor one was funnier.
Oh, it is.
Like, it is. What do you want me to do? She bet me that she had a better body than you. I had to take her up.
Oh, bullshit. You had a much better body than she did.
Yeah. Tim and I love Major League.
Major League is my favorite sports movie of all time. I know some people think that's crazy, but it's my favorite.
Hey, to each their own.
Thank you.
It's not a bad choice, that's for sure.
Yeah.
So the guys get tired of being jokes, and they ask Monix to start coaching the team.
Yeah, in the middle of them doing like a dance number in ridiculous costumes.
Yeah. They're doing like a little pageanty, whatever.
It's supposed to like introduce the game. I think that's all. Like it's actually just like them introducing themselves on the court.
I don't know. I couldn't tell if it was that or halftime, but it's still funny. Like Jackie's in the giant
I think there's a line about them, and then we'll start the game. I think is what. And it's pretty funny to see them in these costumes, especially Jackie trying to move around in this giant sun costume.
Something about Clarence in the seahorse costume.
Yes, I agree.
Really
it's
gets
also
my
pretty
goat.
funny to look at. Yeah.
So Monix makes the team run until they all puke. Yes. And everyone pukes except for Jackie, who is exhausted. I wish you were still a washing machine.
I love that line.
But claims he can't puke and never has.
They wanted the local PBS wanted to do a study on me because I've never thrown up before, not even when I was a baby or whatever.
Yeah. And Monix's practice isn't over until Jackie pukes, so he punches him in the jejunum.
Yes, you ever been punched in the jejunum before? And he's like, "It's okay, Jackie. All right, just let it out." But then he keeps moving towards him.
Yeah,
he's like, no. Bring it back in.
And then he grabs a hold and like, "No, stop! Hold it in, Jackie Moon! Hold it in!" And then he just tackles him outright and starts puking on him. Like, no! So good. And then we go into another banger. Game 1 of Monix coaching the team. Team's going great. But Jackie's freaking out because if the Tropics score 125 points, everyone in the crowd gets a free corn dog.
Yeah.
So Jackie's like begging everyone not to score for the last few seconds. It's like, "Sorry, Monix, we don't even have corn dogs." And then like they start to play, and like Jackie ends up like blocking a shot off the backboard of his own teammate, and then he tackles Vakaitis to stop him from scoring. But Vakaitis like gets a miracle shot off, and it goes in, and Father Pat rushes over and blows a whistle. "Corn dogs, Jackie! Corn dogs for all these people!"
I love how he's like, what is it? Like, God, what's his name again? The Russian, or not
Vakaitis.
Russian? Vakaitis, like, Vakaitis, learn fucking English. Corn dogs for all these people?
Here we go. Here they come, the Flint Tropics Ball Girls cheerleading squad, keeping the crowd energized throughout the timeout. They've got such big, what? Hearts. Big, bouncy, jiggly hearts.
I don't think
hearts don't really
jiggly.
bounce, so now I think you're talking about something else, Lou. This is the last like great bit for Woody Harrelson. Monix sends Lynn's husband, Kyle, Monix's biggest fan, to go out and get him some Bengay. Not a little bit, just the big bottle from like
you got to go to the one on Route 9 or whatever. Yeah.
He's doing it so he can bang Lynn, and Kyle forgets his stupid wallet and walks in on Lynn and Monix fucking on the couch.
But he loves it.
Kyle is super into it.
Yeah.
And he takes a seat at the kitchen table and starts jerking it. And eventually
it's weird too because they even like start to pan more on Monix's legs in this sex scene than anything else. Well, you see the shot of like hairy legs more, and that's when he puts his hand down his pants. So it's like clearly,
he's very
got
excited
some
Monix,
weird issues.
Not weird, but he's that's just how he gets. That's his kink.
It's his kink, for
it's
sure.
Fine. No shaming here.
His hero is having sex with his girl. He likes it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Eventually, Lynn and Monix see him, and Monix flips out. He's like, "Kyle, what the hell are you doing?" He's like, "Nothing, man. I'm just sitting here watching and stuff."
Doesn't he like take a picture of Kyle to cover up his junk?
Yeah. It's like, "It's cool, man." He's like, "No, it is not cool."
He like flips Lynn over the couch too. She doesn't
right, and then
care.
she's on the couch like a second later. So I was like, "What the hell?" That was a weird edit.
Yeah.
Then Jackie gets the news the commissioner is coming to Flint, and Jackie can't fake attendance records.
Yeah.
So he has to come.
We can't fake it this time with 2000, needing 2000.
He has to come with a more outrageous promotion to get butts in the seat. So he goes on the Tropics Weekly show with Dick Pepperfield.
Dick Pepper.
And before the camera starts rolling, the two chat, and Jackie starts with, "How's your wife doing?" "Oh, she's doing super. She's gorgeous." "Oh, thanks." "I think." "I mean, hands off." "Well, I'll try. No guarantees." "Really? I'd like a guarantee."
And then he divulges he's going to fight a bear.
Yeah, Dick's trying to like, "Well, how are you going to go up against the Squires this week?" He's like, "I'm going to fight a bear. I'm going to wrestle a bear." Like, "Oh, okay."
"It's going to rip my head off. It could rip my head off."
And then the show's over, and after they've signed off, Jack says, "Let's go get some pussy." "Gosh, I don't know. Really? Yeah, I shouldn't. You know I shouldn't, but you want to." "Yes, I said I can't say no to you. We are going to go get some pussy, aren't we? It's going to be fun." Andy Daly is so great in this movie. God damn it.
Go and lift $40 out of your mom's purse. Oh, no, please don't do that.
Yeah. And now we get to see Jackie Moon wrestle Dewey the Killer Bear.
Yeah, with again random Kristen Wiig appearance.
How cute does she look in the little hat, by the way?
Oh yeah, you like that one?
She's doing it for me. Not gonna lie.
Yeah.
With her whip and little hat.
I love the. Well, how long have you been with this bear? Oh, one day. I was with cats for 12 years though.
What? Will Ferrell's like, what?
Yeah.
So great there. Before that, though, she asked for, like, I'm going to need your safe word. And Jackie's like, I don't need a safe word. It's like, okay, well, I'm just going to come up with one. How about spumoni? And, let's see. And then Jackie starts giving the bear some little smacks.
Yeah,
like
some light ones. Eventually gives like a karate chop.
Yeah, like a weak karate chop across the face, and the bear doesn't do anything. But then Jackie like turns his back and says, "Flint, can you dig it?" And that's when the bear stands up and comes after Jackie.
And starts biting him.
And Jackie just constantly yelling, "Spumoni!" Now and trying to stop the fight. And Clarence, who's the referee in this match, tells him like, "No, no Spumonis. You have to go with one round for the crowd." And Jackie yells, "Fuck you, Clarence, Spumoni!" And like Jackie gets his ass kicked by the bear, and then Bobby D like opens the cage to rescue him, but the bear just smacks Bobby away and escapes. And then Jackie screams for the house lights to come on and grabs a mic and tells everyone, "Remain seated and be quiet. I think Dewey left." And then the bear roars and everyone runs screaming, and Jackie starts running around in circles in the ring and starts shouting, "Everybody panic! There's a bear loose in the Coliseum! There will be no refunds. Your refund will be escaping this death trap with your life. If you have a small child, use it as a shield. They love the tender meat. Cover your sodas. Dewey loves sugar." I mean,
it's
like,
so
line
good.
after line with him running in circles, screaming, crying. It's just amazing.
It is really funny.
How did this movie not get good reviews? It
I don't
blows my
know.
mind.
It's insane. It's really funny.
So it turns out the commissioner came to the game to tell them that there is nothing they can do. The NBA doesn't want them, and the team will fold.
Yeah, there's just not a big enough market.
And then we get a bunch of montages of everyone being sad and working regular jobs. And the button is like Bobby D walking alone, looking sad, and then randomly getting tackled by Dewey the Bear.
Yeah.
Poor Andy Richter.
Yeah. Jackie feels like a phony. Not going to get his dream to go to the NBA for Coffee Black, which is his new nickname.
One of Clarence's many new nicknames, yeah.
Yeah.
That's where he admits that he didn't actually write the song. He stole it from his dead mom, who she wrote on like a napkin.
Like the night before she died or something.
Yeah.
Did you catch some of the other nicknames for Clarence? I was like, man, it was so quick that I was like, I didn't have
probably
enough
should have
time to
written
go
them
back.
down, but I was having too much fun laughing at everything else, and like I gotta get throat. Monix finds Jackie laying in a dumpster, crying, singing, "I wanna kill myself, sexy."
I think this is
I'm
I
gonna
wanna
get
hang
an
myself.
extension cord and hang myself, sexy. The team gets together and decides to finish the job, and they originally set out for themselves and win fourth place, which leads them to hype themselves up and chant fourth place repeatedly.
The Mega Bowl.
Well, I'll get into that, but I love fourth place, fourth place, fourth place. It's like
Clarence is appreciative. Not Clarence. Oh yeah. Is Clarence traded yet?
Clarence is traded in the montage to the Spurs so he can play in the NBA.
Monix is appreciative for helping him find the game of basketball again. So he's like, let's do it. Fourth place.
Right. Well, then Jackie wants a crowd to make the game extra special.
Yeah. Turtleneck.
Yeah. And he hosts a press conference to announce that the winner of the game will receive like a 12-foot trophy for the Flint, Michigan Mega Bowl. This is history in the making. You're going to want to tell your grandkids and their grandkids and their grandkids. When they look back in the annals of history, you're going to be talking about three things: the discovery of fire, the invention of the submarine, and the Flint, Michigan Mega Bowl. Flint, Michigan Mega Bowl. Flint, Michigan Mega Bowl. Flint, Michigan Mega Bowl.
Yeah, it looks the cannon's going to fire. That cannon is not operational. Mega Bowl.
Yeah. Let's see. Then we got earlier villain Petrelli is back and now playing for the Spurs.
Yep.
Did you notice it was the same guy? I'm like, oh.
Yeah, no, I noticed it was the same dude from earlier.
Okay. And he gives Jackie a hard shove down and knocks him out. And Jackie has a vision in heaven of his mother. Played by Patti LaBelle.
Yeah.
Tim, which Bond song did she sing?
Oh, man, putting me on the spot. I don't...
Fraud.
Wow, that's hurtful. You're more of the Bond song person than I am, but okay.
That's true. Yeah.
Which one?
I'm actually technically cheating. It technically wasn't a credits opening song. It was a credits ending song from an underrated Timothy Dalton movie.
Is the one I don't like?
Yeah.
License to Kill? That's not fair.
It's If You Ask Me To is her song.
I don't like that movie that much. I mean, Bond-wise, I love all Bond movies, but that is pretty low on my list.
Too low.
That's pretty that's hurtful to try that on me, man. That's low.
Jackie's mom in the vision from heaven teaches him about the alley-oop.
Yes.
And forgives him for stealing his song and is proud of him for finally puking.
Yeah. Forgave him a long time ago for stealing her song, yeah.
So Jackie tells the team about the alley-oop and they go back into the game. And Jackie and Clarence perform the first alley-oop and the crowd is like shook to silence. And Dick Pepperfield reacts with, "I'm sorry, I don't know what just happened. A very unusual series of plays just made the ball go in." And Lou agrees with like, "Yeah, I don't know why, Dick, but I just got an erection." And then Father Pat blows the whistle. Like, "Foul! No, 2 fouls. Foul? I didn't touch anybody. Listen, Jackie, people just can't go flying in the air like that." And then Father Pat changes his mind and the Spurs coach yells, "Are you out of your mind? He was floating. Is this ghost ball?" He was floating. Is this ghost ball is a thing I say while I'm watching NBA games. I'm kind of angry about it. Like a dunk was just that funny. Good against the Knicks.
It is something I feel like we go to a few times every once in a while. There were a few other things I thought was funny before that, but like I like the during the montage of them getting their butt kicked before the alley-oop, right?
Right.
And Lou, your favorite Lou there is like, "I don't feel good about this. I don't think I brought enough scotch." That is something that I feel like I have vicariously thought of multiple times when things are not going well. Like, oh, I don't have enough foul call for this. I like what's his name? The Dirty Hippie's back with the passed
Dukes.
out the sign.
Yeah.
Dukes is back with the
Give
sign.
me
I want
my
my money. Yeah. I like when Jackie's passed out and they're like, "All right, get the stretcher." Jackie sold the stretcher.
Yeah.
I thought that was really funny.
And Jackie's teammates are doing a very poor job of
Yes.
giving him head support or whatever.
Yeah, Rory was, the Jackie's teammates are doing an awful job stabilizing his spine, getting him off the court right now.
So great.
That's a really funny line.
Another banger from Andy Daly. I love it so much.
So those are some of the things that happened in between that and the alley-oop that I liked as well.
Oh, no, good call. Tropics go on a run, and poor Clarence's NBA career was probably pretty short since he's the only one going up for all these dunks.
Yeah.
His knee's got to be shot after this.
I also like eventually that somebody, like, they do come a point where somebody just blocks the shot. And like, oh, okay, yeah, it took a little bit, but now they know how to defend
right
this play. Like, so then they got to go back to the puke play.
Right, they run the puke, and Jackie gets fouled. And it's the first time Monarch sees him shoot foul shots.
Yeah, he's like, "You gotta be fucking kidding me."
Like, he starts to go underhand granny style. And he's like, "What the hell are you doing?" It's like, "Don't worry, I'm very good at my foul shots."
It's probably my best part of my game. Yeah.
And everyone's like, "Yeah." And the other teammates are like, "Yeah, this is what he does."
Yeah, Clarence is like, "Don't worry about it. He's good, man. He's all right."
And he makes the first shot. By the way, do you know who like the last NBA player that was like shot like that? It's like Rick Barry in the 70s too.
Yeah, I mean, I don't remember it off the top of my head, but yeah, it was. I remember that was like a thing, and nobody's like, it's like an embarrassment. Nobody like. I feel like every once in a while, if somebody's really bad at free throw shooting, someone's like, just somebody needs to do it again. Like,
yeah, it's actually really effective, but it's so embarrassing. Nobody wants to risk it and be that guy.
Right.
Anyway, he makes the first one, and he misses the second, and then Monix gets like a last second tip in to win the game.
Yep.
And Flint, Michigan goes on a Lakers championship riot. I especially love the cops tipping over their own car.
Their own cop car, yep.
Yeah.
Jackie gets asked to be NBA promoter, and then the commissioner gets mauled by a bear.
Yeah. Jackie gets asked for the job for the NBA because he's so good promoting. Jackie asks if his son friend Bobby D can join him. Commissioner says, "Mark my words, as long as I'm alive," and then Dewey the Bear surprise jumps the commissioner, and Jackie screams, "Everybody panic! It's just like Titanic, but it's full of bears!" And that's everything I wrote down, and there's probably like 100 more things. I tried to fast through that so much because there's just so much that's funny in this movie.
It's a lot. I'm
laughing throughout it.
Yeah. You go.
I gave it a 9.
I gave it an 8.
Okay. There you go. See, it evened out, like I said.
Yeah.
Supporting characters, I probably went way higher than you here.
It's possible.
I don't have a ton to say because I already wrote up all the best stuff in the
we kind
line.
of said everything already with all the jokes.
Yeah,
I mean,
Lou
you don't get anything other than Lou was a former player. Dick Pepperfield has a weird relationship with his wife that we never meet.
Yeah, just a shame. I think I would have loved to have met Mrs. Pepperfield.
Yeah.
But they're amazing. Will Arnett and Andy Daly, so goddamn funny as
they're hilarious.
And Dick Pepperfield.
Yeah.
I love Rob. We'll get a very short of him, but Rob Corddry is Lynn's husband, Kyle, the enthusiastic cuck.
Yeah.
Very, very funny.
He's very funny in that spot. Yeah.
He's like even wearing his jersey and everything.
Yeah. He's like excited to tell him, like, look what I got.
Yeah. Matt Walsh is Father Pat. Just really fucking funny.
It's really funny. Yep. I agree.
Jackie Earl Haley during his Renaissance run as Dukes.
Kristen Wiig pops up. I mean,
Right.
there's some serious heavy hitters that end up popping up in this movie.
But I had to give this cat, and you have Andy Richter as Bobby D.
Yeah.
I had to give this category a 4 just because it's so goddamn funny.
I didn't go too far off. I went 3.5.
Okay, wow, all right, look at us. I thought I was way crazy, but I'm like, no, like
There's
Lou,
a lot. There's way too much.
Everyone's great, and Lou and Dick are so funny. I can't.
Yeah. If anything, maybe some of them could have gotten more.
I
yeah.
desperately want just like, let's go and make another movie or something just about Lou and Dick doing something else. Have them fight over the same girl. Have them do baseball. I don't know, but like
I don't know. Yeah,
I want that movie. I want them just bickering with each other the whole time.
What do they do next? Do they go to minor league baseball or something or whatever?
I don't know, but I just want more of like Will Arnett being inappropriate and Dick just trying his best to be.
Yeah, I think that's another line too. While they're getting killed or whatever, and he starts cursing, and like Pepperfield is like,
watch
"Whoa!"
the F-bombs.
Yeah.
So yeah, that gave me a final score of 15.5.
So yeah, I'm
new
only
number
half,
one.
I'm also new number one. I'm just a half point lower. I'm at 15.
Oh man, cool. This was a much needed reprieve from last week's episode of no laughing.
Yeah, I agree.
So come some dumb miscellaneous facts for you.
Cool.
Dumb fact number 1. The scene on the bus where Jackie yells, "Everybody love everybody, 11 more hours to go." With the next team they play is the Spirits of St. Louis. And I don't know if we just have different roads today or more likely the piece of shit bus has to keep it under like the limit to keep going. But today the drive from Flint to St. Louis is only like 7.5 hours. Sorry, I had to look that up because I was curious. Like, where are they going?
Fair enough. You travel enough.
Right, yeah. It's a passion. Let's see. Then the Anaheim Amigos, one of the teams they played. I'm sorry, I laughed at that. Was a real team. Only existed for 2 years before becoming the LA Stars and then the Utah Stars and then the league folded. And here is a list of some the other ABA teams.
Yeah, because this is something like I literally was looking up almost moments before we recorded.
The Dallas Chaparrals. You also have the Texas Chaparrals. The Dallas known as the Texas Chaparrals. And back to the Dallas Chaparrals, and then it became the San Antonio Spurs.
Oh, wow.
The Houston Mavericks turned into the Carolina Cougars, and then they turned into the Spirits of St. Louis. Then you had the Pacers. They had the Kansas City Larks, then the Denver Larks. No, Kansas City Rockets, then they became the Denver Nuggets. Okay, there it was.
Okay.
Sorry about that. The Kentucky Colonels. We mentioned them before. The Minnesota Muskies. And the Miami Floridians. The New Orleans Buccaneers. The Louisiana Buccaneers. The Memphis Pros. The Memphis Tams. Memphis Sounds. The Baltimore Hustlers. The Baltimore Claws. The New York Americans.
Oh, boy.
New Jersey Americans, and they became the New York Nets. And the Oakland Americans. The Oakland Americans and the New York Americans were playing at the exact same time in 1967.
Oh, that's weird.
And then the Oakland Americans changed their names in the same year to the Oakland Oaks. Then they became the Washington Capitals, and finally the Virginia Squires.
That's a name.
Yeah, right. Then we got the Pittsburgh Pipers, who became the Minnesota Pipers, who became, once again, the Pittsburgh Pipers. And then they became the Pittsburgh Pioneers, and finally the Pittsburgh Condors. Wow. And last but not least, the San Diego Conquistadors, who eventually became the San Diego Sails, and many years later, those inspired became the San Diego Clippers, and then the LA Clippers. So that's budget of $55 million, a worldwide gross of a little over 43.9. It debuted at number one with a little over 15 million, with the other big new release that week being The Other Boleyn Girl.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah, and that was the number one movie of the week, like $15 million. Like nothing made more than that time. Like it came out in February. End of February, I think. It was just like a dead time at the theater. It was weird.
Well, February used to be dumping ground.
Yeah, but why? I think that they're just trying to separate this from Step Brothers as far as possible.
Yeah.
And I don't know. It was weird.
Weird choices.
Love the movie. Love this movie so much.
Yeah, I agreed. It's our new number one as of right now.
Wow. So what are we doing next?
I'm kind of torn between. I mean, I want to save some of the good stuff for later.
Sure.
But at the same time, I'm not really ready to go to bad yet either. So that's kind of where I'm stuck. I saw this movie once. I remember liking it, but to be honest, I have very little recollection. So I'm going to go Hamlet 2.
Cool. Coogan.
Yeah.
I have never seen it, which is surprising considering my deep eternal love for Elizabeth Shue.
Yeah, that's true. That's a very good point.
Yeah. Tim and I, even more than Tim actually, I have seen Cocktail countless times.
Yeah.
Love Elizabeth Shue.
I agree. To be fair, this might sound weird. Cocktail I love so much, it's not purely for Elizabeth Shue, but it helps.
Sure does. Does not hurt.
Does not hurt at all.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a great movie. I can't wait for you also to see my daughter's bedroom in its redesign.
I've seen pictures
of the new setup that she's got, and she's got all the lights and everything now.
Yeah, I saw it.
So she's got her name like in this pink thing, and there's now, and the light she chose around her room is blue.
Yeah,
so I was like, oh my gosh, it's Cocktail in my daughter's room.
You're gonna have to teach her the hippie shake.
My daughter was like, what?
And you told her?
Well, yeah, because it was like the first thing. As soon as like they did the reveal, and I saw, I was like, oh my gosh, it's Cocktail. And like Meg started laughing, and Kara had no idea what I was talking about. And then Meg looked up the sign from Cocktail to show Kara, so she knew what I was referencing.
Yeah, you definitely couldn't show her the movie yet.
No. But still like the movie.
Yeah. We're the fans. We're fans.
Yeah.
We're defenders.
So Hamlet 2 is what we're going to watch. It is a rental, everybody. So sorry for that one. Look at me picking a rental.
Yeah.
Come a long way.
You have.
Yeah.
Proud of you.
Yeah. So there you go. Hamlet 2. Boom.
Okay.
All right. You got anything else to add?
Spumoni.
That is it for us. Please share your support for the podcast by leaving a review on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Play Music, or where you happen to listen to the show. Also, sharing is caring. Be sure to follow us on social media to get the latest show updates. You can contact us by emailing at filmbrochamp@gmail.com or find us by searching for the hashtag FilmBroChamp. Thank you for listening to this episode of the Film Bro Championship Podcast. Peace out, everyone.
Spumoni, everyone.